In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omirin, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omirin will face the wrath of the goddess herself. The Erin Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing. The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm. Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully at the surface. For the people of Erin, Omirin is more than just the water. It is life, healing, and the heartbeat of their faith. Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by governments at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken for it before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before at the selling 300, now at the selling 500 because only don't cost. Down at the selling, before at the selling 3,500, now at the selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the food. Like rice or bag of rice is 70-something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. Now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not to say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future, the United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable, and food-secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation, and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies, and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry.
If you order Bolt, InDrive, or Uber and you see this man run for your life.
Immediately I entered this man's car, there was something hanging in front of his mirror. It looked so fetish and...
But this same man picked me up, May 3rd, and he did the same thing.
Bolt, Uber, InDrive.
I'm getting scared because like, oh my God, what if he's the one? You guys, please be careful.
This is the man who goes around in Bolt, InDrive, and Uber, allegedly robbing women of their belongings, raping ladies in his ride, and pretending to offer safe transport while carrying knives, scissors, guns, and other weapons in his car.
This guy has pepper spray, he has gun, he has sharp weapons, whatever.
For months, young women have cried out, sharing stories of their painful encounters with this predator. They talk about how he allegedly threatens them, hurts them, and strips them not just of their possessions, but of their dignity.
And you're telling me I'm not with your phone. He's like, you want me to kill you here? Immediately he now brought out the knife. He was not holding the knife. He said he's going to stab me to death. Started diverting to another route. That do I have condom inside my bag? Look at what he was asking me. I said I don't have condom inside my bag. He now searched my bag. That he's going to send my body in packs. That he already has people that will buy my body.
Despite these cries and warnings, he is still on the road. He is still picking up unsuspecting women and still moving through Uber, Bolt, and InDrive like a hunter waiting for his next victim. And the most heartbreaking question remains, why is a man like this still allowed to drive? Why has no company taken firm action to protect the very people they promise safety to?
Uber are still allowing this man to drive after he has victimized a lot of girls. Every day they're going to complain about our riders. Every day.
So why would Uber and Bolt and InDrive allow a known criminal walk with them?
Will you be employing a highway robber to be on the highway picking people?
Every day that passes without justice is another day of risk for countless women. What use is technology if it cannot protect the vulnerable? What good is business when it ignores the cries of the broken? To the companies, the question is simple. How many more women must be hurt before you act? How many more tears must fall before you listen?
Please, Nigerian police, come to our help. Like, the government should look into it. Police, they should look into it. And even close to like 8 or more were saying, oh, I've inside this man car before, or I'm a victim, or I almost got kidnapped. What? The worst part of this issue is that it has been reported to the police, but police did nothing about it.
To every reader, this is not just a story. This is a call to wake up, a call to demand safety, a call to make sure that no man, no matter how cunning, is allowed to use the will as a weapon against women again. Because as long as this man is allowed to drive, every woman on the road is in danger.
The government is not doing anything. Somebody should do something about this guy.
The Nigerian music industry has witnessed a significant shift in popularity and success over the years. Many artists who once dominated the airwaves and commanded large followings have seen their careers decline. Here are 10 Nigerian artists whose careers have gone down the drain. 1. Daddy Shoki. Daddy Shoki was a pioneer of the Agbaman style of music. His popularity peaked in the 1990s with hits like Diana. However, his music career has declined significantly since then. 2. Olumentain. Olumentein's hit single Yauze became a massive success in the late 2000s. However, his subsequent releases failed to match the success of Yauze, leading to a decline in his music career. 3. Face. Face was a prominent figure in the Nigerian music industry in the late 1990s and early 2000s, despite his hit singles including Femi Kuti and Kolo Mental. His career has struggled to maintain momentum. 4. Solid Star. Solid Star's music career has faced significant challenges, including limited releases and reduced visibility. Despite his initial success, he has struggled to regain momentum in the competitive Nigerian music industry. 5. Red MC. Red MC's unique style and energetic performances initially gained attention. However, her career failed to sustain momentum due to a lack of consistent quality music and strategic management. 6. Flex B. Flex B's popularity peaked in the mid-2000s with hits like Omorire and Number One Fan. However, his subsequent releases failed to match the success of his earlier works, leading to a decline in his career. 7. Tony Tetula. Tony Tetula was known for his humorous lyrics. However, his popularity has waned over the years due to a lack of consistent quality content and changing musical trends. 8. Mehdi. Mehdi's music career has been marked by struggles to regain momentum. Despite his collaborations with prominent artists, he has failed to produce hits that resonate with his fan base. 9. Korede Bello. Korede Bello rose to fame with his hit single Godwin. Despite his initial success, his music career has experienced a downturn with limited releases and reduced visibility. 10. Dija. Dija's soulful voice and potential were evident in her singles. Despite her talent, she has faced challenges in sustaining a successful music career with limited releases and collaborations. Despite their contributions to the Nigerian music industry, their careers have not sustained the same level of success as the ones enjoyed.
Every single day, Lagos generates over 13,000 metric tons of solid waste, more than many African countries produce in a week. But less than half of this waste is properly collected or disposed, while the rest piles up in streets, markets, and growing dump sites across the city, turning communities into ticking time bombs. From Ojota to Agege, Ayobo to Iyanoba, and across Lagos, waste is piling up faster than it can be managed, threatening both the health of residents and the environment.
Very, very hard, like just to struggle for myself and for my kids too. So that life in this place is just for you to look for somewhere to just hide your head, just put your head.
And they face a lot of challenges here in this place because like what I'm saying here, the place they live, kind of work they do, where they cook and what they eat every day. It's going to affect them because many of them are here just for them to survive.
There is just one of two things that is come up is that they will have to sell something before they will see money here to eat. Either they sell plastic or a rubber or keg or nylon, so they'll need to sell it. They'll work hard to get the money here, but in this place you see a lot of people they are living here. It's not like they don't have the money to rent house, but the money is too hard for them to see. Even though if they see the money safe, they will have to buy something. If rain fall, you will see a lot of water before you are coming into this place.
But beyond residents, thousands of people depend on these dump sites for survival, selling food and scavenging recyclables in risky and unhealthy conditions just to make a living. The question remains, how is the government tackling this challenge, and what is the plan for communities like Ojota, where the health of thousands is at stake?
We have monitoring and compliance officers who go around to enforce environmental laws. So since last year, we've arrested and prosecuted close to 200 offenders for littering, for dumping bulk waste. And we've also sealed a lot of facilities, commercial facilities that have not been obeying the environmental laws. We need to reduce the amount of waste we're generating. We need to reuse as much of that waste as possible, and also to recycle as much as possible. And that's the gospel we've been taking throughout the state. We're currently running a 2-bin system in Lagos. We have 2 bins, a green bin for general waste and a blue bin for mixed recyclables. And we have 80,000 of those, which we're selling through our websites. The 2 legacy dump sites at Olushosun and Solus 3 in Igodo. Each dump site will be replaced by a transfer loading station. From these transfer loading stations, we'll transport waste to new material recovery facilities, one in Ikorodu and one in Badagry. And those 2 sites collectively will process about 4,000 tons of waste out of the 13,000 we generate daily.
With this sensitization, we hope that the market women actually comply with the rules of the Thursday sanitation. That's number 1, which is very essential. Number 2 is to keep their goods and the things they sell in the proper places they are meant to keep them. Trade in the proper places they are meant to trade. Don't trade on the walkway. Abide by the rules. Leave the amount of meters that's left to be on the road for cars and vehicles to, to move around. And not only that alone, it's also essential for our market women as well. Once they are done with the day's trade, they should clean and sweep, the place that they've carried out their trade, their stores and their shops, put it in a proper, nice waste bin, tie it up, and take it to where the lawnmower operatives are meant to carry out, their duties, and make sure the disposal is as neat and as clean as possible. Because that's where we buy our food. That's where we buy a lot of things to take to our houses. And if it's not properly kept and the hygiene is not well done, we run dangers and, risk of having food disease and, disease outbreak.
While government agencies continue to emphasize citizen responsibilities, residents insist that stronger intervention and real actions are urgently needed to prevent further environmental and health crises.
In addition, we have waste-to-energy projects planned for our Ekpe dump site, which has been closed. That's by the Free Trade Zone. There's going to be a waste-to-energy plant there to be constructed by Harvest Waste, a Dutch company. And that waste-to-energy plant will take in about 2,500 tons of waste daily to generate 60 to 80 megawatts of electricity to power the future of Lagos. Loma has a partnership with Lamata to build a biogas plant that will take in organic waste, both solid and liquid organic waste, and generate biomethane to power the mass transit fleet of Lamata and the compactor trucks that we use for collection of waste statewide.
For us as a local government, it's something we've done with our legislative arm within us here at Agege local government, is to make sure that anyone caught disposing waste the wrong way is going to be fined 50,000 naira, and they would also sign an agreement that allows us to know that once they do the same thing again, is either they pay more fine, and also we also hand them over to the necessary authorities to carry out all other regulations on the all other enforcement on them. For example, some people actually go to serve jail term, in regards to dropping refuse, illegally. That's one thing. And also environmental sanitation. People that don't sanitize, carry out sanitation in their houses, clean their drainages, will seal up their houses and ensure they pay a fine. After sensitization, which is the month of September, we are also going straight to inner street sweeping. We'll be bringing out our people from the communities who will be appointed as street sweepers, and we'll pay them to make sure our inner streets are clean. We'll be making sure we carry along and then stakeholders around the ones that are nominated by the government to sweep the major highways, across our local governments. Also, we are building an enforcement team, creating an enforcement team to manage people who who have decided that they want to drop waste illegally. And not only that, we are also creating a drainage team that will be clearing all drainages across our local governments. We are also empowering and ensuring that we strengthen our own local security operatives to help us ensure that we catch people who are dropping waste illegally.
For now, Lagosians wait and hope that promises of cleaner, safer communities will move beyond talks and become a reality. Imisioluwa Afumisho, African News 24 TV.
Every morning, we wake up to breaking news that breaks something inside us. Another girl gone, another mother wailing, another life violently erased. What used to be rare is now routine. From city corners to quiet towns, girls are being haunted in a society that's slowly normalizing their disappearance. The world scrolls past their faces on social media, their names trending briefly before vanishing into silence. Streets filled with laughter have become corridors of fears. Girls can't walk home safely anymore. Not because they did anything wrong, but because being female now feels like a crime. Lured with job offers, attacked by lovers, raped by strangers, or sacrificed in bizarre ritual killings. These girls are caught in a vicious circle that keeps spinning because we keep looking away. Take Inyobong Moron's case. Young, brilliant, simply searching for a job, only to meet her death. Adijat, a LASU graduate, was found dead in her boyfriend's apartment. He's now on the run.
Bàbá tó pa ọmọ mi mọ̀ pé bàbá ẹ̀gbọ́n wà pẹ̀lú mi torí mi ò rí bàbá ẹ̀ rí. Mo bá ṣàdúró mo kàn rí yàn kan tó wọ white uncle pẹ̀lú jàlábíà. Ẹni yẹn dẹ̀ ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Ẹni yẹn ṣí ilẹ̀kùn. Mo bá bí ṣe ní kí n lọ báyìí.
To have you join us for the news reports and updates on news. I am Mary Adam. Let's take the highlights first. Chair of African Commission says no Christian genocide in northern Nigeria. Senate leader BAMIDELE and former Chief of Whip of the Senate, KALU, differ on which to impeach Senate President Akpabio. Former Vice President Atiku denies giving SUV to naval officer in Facebook weekend. Let's dive into the bulletin. About 2 weeks after the declaration by the President of the United States, Donald Trump, that Nigerian government is allowing genocide against Christians, reactions are yet to subside. The African Union, who is responding? Chair of the African Union Commission, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, is saying there's no genocide in Nigeria. Yusuf, during a press conference in New York, is of the opinion that the first victims of the terrorist groups are Muslims rather than Christians. He is calling for caution and a critical evaluation of the complexity of the situation in northern Nigeria before declaring that there's persecution of Christians in the country. Former Senate President Bukola Saraki has called the People's Democratic Party to suspend its planned national convention and instead set up a national caretaker committee to manage party affairs and lead reconciliation efforts. Saraki cited ongoing legal disputes and internal disagreements that could undermine the convention's legitimacy. He made the appeal in a statement on his official X handle and in meetings with party leaders of trustees reconciliation team that proceeding with the elective convention amid conflicting court orders risks further division. He urged dialogue and the caretaker structure to stabilize the party first. The PDP organizing committee, however, says that the convention will go ahead as scheduled, while some senior party figures back Saraki's call for pause and reconciliation, setting the stage for a decisive week for the party's national leadership. Nigeria's electoral system has once again come under scrutiny as stakeholders call for urgent reforms to strengthen democratic governance. At the recent Electoral Reform Summit, experts highlighted persistent flaws such as weak institutions, political interference, and declining public trust as major threats to credible elections. We have more in this report.
Stakeholders have renewed calls for comprehensive reform in Nigeria's electoral system to strengthen democracy and restore public trust. At the Electoral Reform Summit, experts identified systemic weaknesses as declining confidence as major threat to the nation's political stability. Economic policy expert Obiagili Ezekwesili stressed the need for INEC to have full financial and operational autonomy alongside the adoption of advanced technology to enhance transparency and credibility.
INEC should receive allocations directly without going through the executive branch, ensuring independence from political interferences. Electronic transmission of results. Here, I argue that codifying the use of technology for results transmission.
Other participants, including former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi and former SDP presidential candidate Adewale Adebayo, stressed that political accountability and strong party structures are crucial to achieving lasting reform. They maintain that electoral changes must be accompanied by political party reform and a culture of responsibility among leaders.
If you want to elect people you can hold accountable for. The problem with Nigeria is lack of accountability. Somebody can come here and shoot you and nothing will happen. Absolutely nothing will happen. You see how they are struggling in the UK with their government system. You see the almighty America having a dictator in a civilian dress testing their system for them. And you see that the government has been shut down in Washington and they are struggling to keep the offices open. And their civil servants are queuing for food because their salaries have not been paid.
The summit concluded that meaningful progress would require collaboration among government institutions, political actors, civil society, and citizens.
Position over the alleged to impeach Senate President Godswill Akpabio. BAMIDELE dismissed the report as false and politically motivated. As a deliberate attempt to distract the National Assembly from its legislative responsibility. KALU, however, urged the Senate leadership not to overlook content among some lawmakers, stressing the need for dialogue and unity. He noted that to maintain peace and focus on national issues. The controversy has continued to stir political discussions both within and outside the National Assembly as observers watch how the leadership will navigate the unfolding tension. Meanwhile, as insecurity and social-political divisions continue to challenge national cohesion, stakeholders have called for stronger collaborations between Nigeria's northern and southern regions. They emphasized that lasting peace, stability, and progress can only be achieved through mutual understanding, shared responsibility, and inclusive governance. The call was forum on national integration when speakers highlighted the urgent need for a united approach to address the country's growing insecurity and developmental setbacks. Our next report tells us more.
Calls for renewed collaboration between the northern and southern region have intensified as leaders advocate a united front to tackle Nigerian security and developmental challenges. Speaking at a forum on national integration, Bashir Mohammed, chairman of the Arewa Consultative Forum, Board of Trustees, stressed that the country's security problems required collective efforts, noting that no region can solve its issues in isolation.
We have problem of security, as we all know, in this country. We have been trying to fight that problem. We have been encouraging government and security agencies to fight and secure lives and property. We are very confident that we feel that what affects us in the north, there are other things that affect other people in the south, and that no group alone can solve its own problem, and no group alone can solve Nigeria's problem. So we need to put our heads together. We need to solicit the cooperation and expertise of those who are in a position to assist us and assist this country.
Also speaking, Adewale Adebayo, former presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party, noted that understanding the dynamics of both the North and South is crucial for effective service delivery and governance.
It's a requirement if you want to be a politician. You must understand the North. And if the North understand us, we will have solved the majority of Nigeria's problem. Today, whether we are dealing with Donald Trump saying he's coming to Nigeria for whatever reasons, what is clear is that majority of the killings are taking place in the North. What we want to do in this country is that we'll give you a government that is not corrupt, that is incorruptible. We'll give you government around our services. We are here to let you know that there is a new generation that you need to have faith in.
The forum ended with a collective call for unity, inclusion, and purposeful leadership to build a stronger and more prosperous Nigeria.
In a show of solidarity, a delegation of progressive governors has paid a condolence visit to the Niger State Governor, Omar Bago, following the recent tragic events that affected his state. The governors expressed solidarity and assured the people of Niger State of continued support during the challenging time. We have more in this report.
Progressive governors from across the country gathered in Niger State to commiserate with Governor Omar Bago over the recent tragic incidents that claimed lives and properties of residents in the states. Led by Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma, the delegation described the visit as a show of unity and empathy among leaders of the All Progressive Congress.
We have suffered a lot in terms of insecurity, natural disasters, and so many other crises. But we have received support from everybody, the federal government, state governments, individuals, corporate organizations. We cannot say but thank you.
The host, Governor Omar Bago, appreciates the visit, describing it as a demonstration of genuine concern for the well-being of the Niger residents.
An injury to one is an injury to all. The bond we have as progressive governors is to give solidarity to each other when challenged. It became necessary, and we resolved to find time to come to see one of our own, to console him, to support him, and give him encouraging words, however we can, to ensure that the good people and the government of Niger State receive condolences on these various tragic incidents.
Hope Uzodinma assures the host and the people of Niger State of the commitment of the progressive governors to support in rebuilding affected communities and restoring hope to the victims. The governors also pledged to cooperate with efforts to strengthen security and development across the region.
Enter the Green Chamber. The House of Representatives is set to review the report of the Presidential Implementation Committee on Federal Government Properties across the country. Lawmakers say the move aims to address issues of waste, mismanagement, and abandonment of national assets. We have more in this report.
The House of Representatives has expressed concern over the increasing number of abandoned federal government properties across the countries. During plenary, lawmakers resolved to review the report of the Presidential Implementation Committee with a view to reclaiming and putting the assets to productive use. Abbas Tajuddin of the House of Representatives assured of the transparency in the review process and focus on maximizing the economic value of public assets.
While I trust that the House will consider the legislation of the bill in an expeditious manner, please accept, Right Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest regard.
Mohammed Bragaja from Sokoto State urged the federal government to take divisive action against agencies responsible for neglecting public properties, stressing that many have become hideouts for criminal activities.
From 6 to 8 November 2025 alone, 24 people were killed, while 41 were kidnapped in the following villages: Kurawa, Adamawa, Isa, Bargaja, Benzanke, and Urarmota.
Another lawmaker, David Agada from Benue State, called for proper documentation and management of all federal government assets to prevent future cases of abandonment.
On the 7th day of November 2025, my constituent by name, Solomon Ogbaji, was gruesomely killed at Eco Atlantic.
Kingsley Chinda, minority leader, emphasized the need for cooperation above party line in the review process, saying accountability and national interest should come before party lines.
The House further notes that about 63% of the federal government landed properties and buildings and projects since the nation attained independence has been abandoned without completion.
The House agreed to engage relevant ministries and agencies to implement the recommendations once the review is completed, as part of efforts to protect public resources and promote transparency in governance.
And in health, there's a call for a concerted effort in tackling the rising cases of prostate cancer globally. The latest call is from a group, the Inclusive Cancer Care Research Equity Consortium for Black Men. The group makes case for regular checkups, warning that the lack of proper screenings contributes to the rising cases of prostate cancer among Black men. The group was speaking during a prostate cancer summit in Lokoja with the team United Against Prostate Cancer. According to the organizers of the summit, the meeting coincides with the Global Men's Health Awareness Month. And still on health, the Lagos State government has warned residents against flouting environmental laws. This, according to the state government, is due to the pollution and health hazard such actions portend. The Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, gave the warning in a message on X, where he announced the seal of a restaurant in Lekki area of the state. The restaurant was sealed for allegedly discharging raw sewage into public drains using a pumping machine. The state government expressed concern that such acts, aside from causing offensive odor, also constitute public nuisance and endanger human life. Wahab warns commercial establishments such as restaurants, hotels, and industrial facilities across the state to shun environmental pollution. Otherwise, officials of the Lagos State Waste Water Management Office may take actions against them. The Kogi State government has received a delegation from the National Defense College as part of the institution's study tour of the state. The visit focused on Kogi's strategies for security management, mineral resource development, and inclusive governance. We have more in this report.
As part of efforts to strengthen collaboration between government and strategic institutions, the Kogi State government has hosted participants of the National Defense College on a study tour of the state. The team, led by officials of the Center for Strategic Research and Studies, was received at the government house in Lokoja, where discussions center on the state approach to peace-building and sustainable economic growth.
The government of Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo has worked tirelessly to consolidate the security architecture inherited from our predecessor. We have strengthened collaboration with security agencies, empowered our community policing structure, and leveraged technology to monitor flashpoints across our borders with 9 states and the Federal Capital Territory.
Deputy Governor Joe Salifu talked about the state's commitment to security and inclusive development, adding that its mineral resources are being harnessed responsibly to drive industrialization and job creation.
The idea is to have a comprehensive studies of this section so that we can advise both, not just the state, but the federal government in refocusing on some of the challenges that are here in the state and at the section, the whole country.
The visitors commend the state government for its proactive security measures and community engagement, describing Kogi as a model for coordinated governance and peace and maintenance. Secretary to the state government, Dr. Folashade Ayode, reaffirms the administration's commitment to transparency and collaboration, stressing that partnerships like this one will help align local initiatives with national security objectives.
Need for the rules on mineral resources, the ownership of mineral resources to be looked into and be reviewed so that not only in petroleum we'll be getting 13% derivation, even in the mineral resources under the ground.
The visit also provided the NDC team with first-hand insight into the state mineral development strategy and its impact on economic inclusion, security, and social stability.
Data according to the United Nations World Food Programme says 30.6 million Nigerians face acute food insecurity. Experts blame on many factors which include the security challenges in the North and Middle Belt, post-harvest losses, poor storage facility, and a couple of other issues. Over the years, there have been efforts at boosting food production in Nigeria, taking advantage of its over 70 million hectares of land, multiple agroecological zones, and a climate favorable for year-round farming. There have been several other such interventions by governments at council, state, and federal levels, including the Produce for Lagos program and the 500 billion naira guarantee fund scheme by the Lagos state government. In September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Yari, said the prices of food items have crashed across the country, but some Nigerians differ, saying they are yet to feel the ease.
Before, we said chicken 4 8 before, but now we sell 5,000 naira.
This one, before at the selling 300, now at the selling 500 because we know it don't cost. Down at the selling, before at the selling 3,500, now at the selling 6,000. Everything don't cost.
About 2 months ago, we are buying the food like you rice or back of rice is 70-something thousand naira, like 75, 78, 73. But now 60, 62, 50, 55 safe. So if I look, it's gone down now. Not say like if you have increasing the price now.
2025 marks the 80th anniversary of the annual World Food Day, which is celebrated on October the 16th every year. This year with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future, the United Nations target building a peaceful, sustainable and food-secure future where everyone has access to a healthy diet. To achieve this, experts suggest the way forward must be comprehensive, from tackling insecurity to investing in climate resilience farming to improving storage, irrigation, and transportation systems. That's in addition to strengthening farmers' cooperatives, access to finance and research. With the right investment, policies, and protection for its farmers, Nigeria may be on its way from food insecurity to food sovereignty. Because in a nation so richly blessed, no one should go hungry.
Development through inclusive and community-led initiatives. The group say empowering citizens at the grassroots level remains key to sustainable growth and effective governance. We have more in our next reports.
Groups in Adamawa State have launched new initiatives aimed at strengthening local governance and promoting citizen participation in community development. The program, supported by the Oxfam Nigeria and the Christian Rural and Urban Development Association of Nigeria, focus on equipping communities with the skills and resources needed to address local challenges independently. The project coordinator, Samuel Lashon, described the initiative as one designed to empower citizens to take ownership of development processes in their communities, ensuring accountability and sustainability in local governance.
We hope that after this training, the committee will be strengthened and will be capacitated to begin to assume leadership roles that will promote inclusiveness, that will promote participation and drive development at that community level.
The project is designed to encourage collaboration between community leaders, local government officials, and civil society groups to achieve inclusive development goals.
This committee will be saddled with the responsibility of ensuring the plan developed during the CDP session is followed up, especially with critical stakeholders that will assist in ensuring these problems identified, the solution profile, and the activities highlighted will be followed and implemented.
The groups reaffirmed their commitment to deepening citizen engagement and supporting policies that strengthen the autonomy and effectiveness of local government administration in the states.
Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has denied reports claiming he gifted a sports utility vehicle to the naval officer allegedly involved in a recent confrontation with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. In a statement issued by his media aide, Atiku described the report as false, mischievous, and politically motivated, urging the public to disregard it. He maintained that he had no connection with the incident or any of the security personnel involved. The former vice president accused certain political actors of attempting to drag his name into controversies to score cheap political points. He reiterated his commitment to focusing on national unity and good governance rather than engaging in political distractions. The alleged altercation involving the FCT minister and the naval officer has continued to generate public conversation, with security agencies reportedly reviewing the matter. Motorists in Lagos State, particularly those living around the Lekki-Ajah corridor, may have to replan their movement as the state government is planning a rehabilitation walk around the axis. According to a statement by the Commissioner for Transportation, Oluwaseun Oshiyemi, the road rehabilitation walks will commence from Saturday, November the 15th, 2025 through Wednesday, July 15th, 2026. Oshiyemi seeks patience and understanding from residents, saying the effort is to improve road quality and ease traffic flow around the axis. The commissioner assures that despite the closure during the 8th-month rehabilitation work, motorists going to Lekki and Ajah will have a thoroughfare throughout the duration of the first phase. Nigerian women are increasingly breaking barriers in professions traditionally dominated by men, challenging long-held societal norms. From technology and automobile engineering to barbing, these women are proving that talent and determination are not defined by gender. Driven by a passion and a desire to make a meaningful impact, many have persevered despite societal pressures and skepticism. Our next report tells us how the women are forging new paths, inspiring others and redefining what it means to thrive in male-dominated sectors.
It is no longer business as usual for many Nigerian women as they continue to shatter stereotypes and redefine boundaries in traditional male-dominated professions. From technology to automobile engineering and barbing, women across the country are breaking barriers and proving that passion and determination know no gender. For Louis Ugbe, founder of Avi Technology and Academy, her motivation goes beyond personal success. She says the passion and impact kept her going.
I had downtime, I was still struggling, all of that. But I think what kept me going is the fact that I was passionate about tech and I just wanted to make people's life better. I wanted people to be able to come to my academy, learn and get, a source of income. So that was actually what kept me going, the impact that I was creating, even though at that time I could not really see the physical, maybe monetarily, I could not really see, it in cash.
Also, Vivian Iwenke, who is a barber, recalled facing pressure from her mother to quit, but remained resolute, saying she wanted to do something different from what every other girl was doing.
I remember those times my mom would wake me up at the middle of the night and be like, do you think is what you're supposed to do? Why can't you change your mind? Why can't you go for any other thing that ladies do? Or why can't you just give up about this barbering? Then I told her no, that I can't leave this barbering, that I just wanted to do something that is different from what every other girl is doing.
Despite societal pushback, others like automobile engineer Priscilla Indinka and hardware technician Victoria Ganga credit their family and communities for encouragement that kept them moving forward.
The person that stood beside me was my father. Because so many people then was telling him, why do you like your daughter to go and do this type of work? It's too hard, that the thing will affect her in her old age or when to give birth. So my father said no. Since she have chosen to do this work, and the aeronautic engineering she wants to do, she couldn't do it again because of one thing or the other. And she chose to do this one, let her go and do it. Nothing will happen to her. She will finish it up. So with that, I had more courage.
My parents, when I get home, they'll be shouting, our able tech, So there's just the drive to just want to push. Sometimes to get you pissed off, when my boss is shouting, scolding. People like, wait, I'm the girl inside though. But look at the way he's just putting everything on you, just bambing with everything.
I tell people, if you want to go into tech or just anything, you need to have a community of people who share the same value with you. So I was learning tech, and then I had a community of people who were also into tech. So even when I had challenges along the way, I could run to them and tell them, oh, I'm struggling with this area, I need help. And then I had people rally around me to just tell me, okay, this is what you need to do, and this is how you need to go past this particular challenge you're going through.
This resilience reflects a growing shift in mindset, one where Nigerian women are not only thriving, but leading in field once close to them, inspiring a new generation to follow suit.
And the Adamawa State government has urged youths to embrace discipline, hard work and devotion as guiding principles for success. Officials say responsible conduct and moral uprightness are essential for building a productive and peaceful society. We have more in this report.
Adamawa State government is calling on young people across the state to adopt discipline and dedication as tools for personal and community development. Speaking during a youth engagement program, the Commissioner for Local Government Affairs, Ibrahim Yagaji, emphasizes that the future of the state depends on the character and commitment of its young population. Ibrahim Yagaji asked the youth to shun social vices and channel their energy towards education, skills acquisition, and productive ventures that contribute to growth and development.
This gathering has reminded us once again of the timeless power of the Quran, a light that guides our hearts, shapes our morals, and unites the Ummah in faith and brotherhood.
Participants commend the state government for its investment in youth empowerment programs, which they say serves as a source of inspiration for many to pursue positive change.
I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all the participants, especially our winners, for their dedication, perseverance, and exceptional recitational skills.
The event brings together youth from different parts of the state to discuss ways of promoting discipline, peace, and civic responsibility among the youth population.
Let's go on a break now. When we return, we'll tell you how the stock market is performing. That will be on business. Join us again. Welcome back. Let's take some business stories. The Nigerian stock market rebounded on Wednesday, gaining 2.59 trillion naira in value and boosting investors' portfolios. The market rebounded from the 4.6 trillion naira recorded on Tuesday. The bullish rally was driven by major stocks such as Guaranty Trust Holding Company, Nigerian Breweries, Ecobank Transnational, Access Corporation, AXA Mansard, and 60 others advances. The market capitalization rose by 2.88%, moving from 89.884 trillion naira to 92.477 trillion naira. The all-share index also appreciated by 2.88%, closing at 145,403.83 points, compared to 141,327.30 recorded on Tuesday. The year-to-date return rose to 41.27%, while market breadth remained positive, with 65 gainers and 11 losers. And the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has called on Nigerians to remain calm and avoid panic buying as the country approaches a peak demand period. The regulators say there is an adequate supply of petroleum products within the national sufficiency threshold. In a statement signed by the Director of Public Affairs, George Eneta, the authorities said supplies are being sourced from both local refineries and imports, and that stocks at storage depots and retail stations are being replenished to meet demand. The NMDPRA warned against hoarding and non-market reflective price escalation, which it described as unnecessary given current supply levels. And on the foreign scene, the United States President Donald Trump has signed legislation ending the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Trump signed the deal hours after the House of Representatives voted to restart disrupted food assistance, pay hundreds of thousands of federal workers, and revive a hobbled air traffic control system. The Republican-controlled chamber passed the package by a vote of 222 to 209, with Trump's support largely keeping his party together in the face of vehement opposition from House Democrats, who are angry that a long standoff launched by their Senate colleagues failed to secure a deal to extend federal health insurance subsidies. Trump's signature on the bill, which cleared the Senate earlier in the week, will bring federal workers idled by the 43-day shutdown back to their jobs starting as early as Thursday. And back home in Africa, South Sudan President Salva Kiir has sacked his Vice President Benjamin Mel. According to reports, the decree read on the state television, cutting ties with Rumo's successor. The governor of the central bank was also sacked alongside the vice president, who was also appointed in February. There have been so far no reason for the dismissal. Let's go over to the sports arena now. Fawaz Akoshile is standing by. Hello, Fawaz.
Thank you very much and welcome to sports. We begin with the report of the Super Eagles who are gearing up to face Gabon Panthers in a tense semi-final clash today in the 2026 World Cup playoffs. The match promises excitement, skill and drama as both teams fight for a place in the final. For fans across Nigeria, this is more than just a game. It is a moment of hope. Supporters are eager to see their heroes shine, showing the determination and teamwork that could take the Super Eagles all the way. While it is expected to come with tension, this game also brings communities together, sparking conversations, celebrations, and dream of seeing Nigeria on top once again. Sports analysts are giving Nigeria a greater chance at victory. They base that judgment on how Nigeria have always defeated Gabon except once in matches over the last 41 years. Super Eagle captain William Trust Ekong has expressed readiness to represent Nigeria to the best of their ability. He makes these commitments the outstanding financial benefits having been resolved. The players had boycotted training on Tuesday due to the non-payment of a backlog of allowances dating back to 2019. And away from home, England's manager Thomas Tuchel has made a bold statement rolling out a starting lineup featuring Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden together. Tuchel explained that his preferred 4-3-3 formation does not allow for all three players to start together. Kane is set to lead the attack as the centre forward, while Bellingham is a lead candidate for the number 10 role. Foden, who has always been playing centrally for Manchester City, is seen as a potential number 8 or number 10, but faces stiff competition from other talented players like Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer and Morgan Gibbs-White. Tuchel emphasized that he won't compromise on his team structure just to accommodate star players. And that is all on sports. It's back to you for the rest of the bulletin.
Thank you, Fawaz. Let's move over to entertainment. Edith Lawrence is our guide. Over to you, Edith.
Thank you and welcome to entertainment. Let's begin with some good news as Tasha has set a Guinness World Record for the most cosmetic makeovers in 8 hours and 24 hours. The former Big Brother Niger housemate Tasha was awarded Guinness World Record yesterday. A post confirmed by the Guinness World Record on X states, and I quote, "Congratulations to Tasha, who set 2 new GWR titles for the most cosmetic makeovers in 8 hours and 24 hours. End of quote. With 145 models whose makeup were done, including both men and women, had their makeup done in John Rado Center for Yoruba Culture and History in Lagos from October 10 to 12. Tasha took to social media to congratulate herself and show appreciation to her fans who have shown support for her. She said, and I quote, "You smiled, talked, cried, and hyped me to the very last second. From the depth of my heart, thank you. We didn't just work, we would. Do not stop. If you don't have haters, pray for haters because they will push you into purpose. End of quotes. Tasha joins the list of world record holders in Nigeria, the likes of Hida Basi, Bayo Omoboriowo, Wizkid, and many more. Congratulations to her. Moving on, politician Ned Nwoko has come out with evidence that shows that he did not get married to his estranged wife, Regina Daniels, at the age of 17, but rather she was 21 years old. In a post on X, Ned Nwoko debunked the rumor making rounds about the age he got married to Regina, stating, and I quote, "It has come to my attention that false claims are being circulated by Regina, suggesting that I married her when she was 17 years old. These claims are entirely untrue." End of quote. He added that he requested a means of identification from Regina, who provided him with her voter's card which showed her date of birth as October 10, 1993. The senator warns the public against spreading unconfirmed information about him and his wife. And that's much you can take on entertainment for now. It's back to you for the rest of the bulletin.
Thank you, Edith. That's the much we can take for now. Thank you for tuning in to African News 24 TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. And please, check our website at africannews24.ng to stay informed and ahead. We'll catch you on the next broadcast. I'm Mary Adam. Bye for now.